Welcome back to the channel. So we have quite a bit of XRP news today. This article here we're going to start off with is titled Ripple David Schwartz promises exciting XRP ledger update next week. Does it not seem as though they're moving at a lightning pace? They're powering up the XRPL in every possible way. We've seen a lot of different happenings on the XRPL. But you only power up when something major is about to happen. What is it that they're anticipating happening? I mean, they clearly know something that we don't, but their actions, once again, I like to point that out, their actions tell you a story better than a person's mouth. Sometimes people can go by the old adage, a lot of people do, and the old adage is, keep silent thine tongue, so that thine words will not betray thee. Right. So a lot of people don't say what they're going to do, especially companies. They want to keep that under wraps. But that's why I say watch their actions. It tells everything. But it begins here. We'll read this a little tidbit. Ripple CTO David Schwartz teases next week's XRP ledger update, confirming smooth test and stable performance for upcoming improvements. And it continues on here. It says, Ripple's Chief Technology Officer David Schwartz has shared exciting news about an upcoming update to the XRP ledger. According to David Schwartz, the testing of a new feature designed to improve XRPL's backbone has shown promising results. After running a hub server and monitoring its performance closely, Schwartz announced that the system could be ready for production as early as next week. The hub server, which is a critical part of this update, has undergone 3 days of flawless performance. Schwartz noted that the system's bandwidth stayed within safe limits. The peer connections climbed smoothly and no significant disconnections occurred. He further mentioned that the only minor issue observed was an occasional bump in latency, which was attributed to heavier outbound traffic. That's interesting. It continues on a little bit further here. The next section is titled Improved Stability for the XRP ledger network, which you need if you're going to deal with a massive amount of banks. They're getting everything smoothed out now. Something is around the corner. The new update is focusing on increasing the stability and reliability of the XRP ledger, a key factor that has contributed to its success since its inception in 2012. The hub server is designed to help XRP ledger nodes stay connected, particularly during high stress situations. This will reduce the risk of sudden synchronization drops, which could disrupt the network's operation. And then they actually have his tweet cropped here. It says, last 3 days look good, and my hub should be ready to be considered in production next week. Schwartz's update shows that the XRP ledger's testing environment has produced results that meet the expectations of Ripple's development team. The latency, a key metric in any blockchain system, has remained low, with no value exceeding 33 milliseconds since the full restart 5 days ago. The figure is well below the threshold that would indicate any risk to the system's functionality. Schwartz did not specify a launch date for the update. Also interesting, so I guess we have to keep our ears open. But the progress made in the test suggests that it could seamlessly integrate into the live network soon. The improvements will likely bolster XRP ledger's reputation for resilience, particularly as the network continues to scale and serve more use cases globally. Exactly. This is for the banks. Everything they're doing right now is for the banks as well as large financial institutions. A lot of times I just say the banks, but if you've been here long enough, you probably should know that when I say the banks, that encompasses all the different financial institutions. I like to take all of their money. I think they're all going to hand it over, not just to the XRPL, but to any of these Bankcoin companies that are doing their job and are worth their salt. Simple as that. So this is a really good happening, right? Let's move on here. We actually have a lot of news today. Look at this. And I was just talking about the conglomeration that is occurring between the Bankcoin companies. You hear me bring this up consistently. Ripple is working with Hedera. Lehman Bear confirmed it. Brad Garlinghouse confirmed that. When that's going to actuate or come to fruition, who knows? But that's what they said. Ripple is also working with Cardano. Charles Hoskinson confirmed it. Brad Garlinghouse confirmed that, right? And now we have activity when it comes to Cardano. Listen to this. Here we go. Things are getting hotter, folks. If you enjoy this type of content, please take those strong fingers of yours, that strong will of yours, and click that like button. I would appreciate it. You know that. Now, this article is titled, Cardano Founder Hints at XRP Collaboration Following Midnight Airdrop Success. This is major no matter how you flip it. These are two powerhouses. Brilliant minds coming together. Brilliant companies coming together. I don't have any Cardano now, but I once did. That's why I know a lot about Cardano. I did my research on them long ago and have been keeping up with them. But in that 2021, I believe it was, bull run, yeah, I sold my Cardano. Anyway, but they have consistently improved. So when I hear them, and I know how serious they are, especially at the direction Charles Hoskinson wants to take them, when they say they want to work with Ripple in the XRPL and obviously XRP, because he said hints at XRP collaboration. He's very direct about that. I know what this is about. Listen, they're all going to come together. They see the weakness in the legacy financial system. They all want to dominate. This is their chance. If any of these companies were going to take a chance to become a new version of the BIS, the IMF, or a central bank, this is the time. I'm not joking, folks. And they're all gunning for something. They don't know where it's going to land, but when you have individuals like this, where they have a brilliant mind and they have the heart to win, let's not kid ourselves. We know winners, we know losers. Now, just if a person wins, they win. If they lose, they lose. It doesn't make you a winner or a loser just because you happen to, get a few victories or a few losses. I'm not saying that. I'm saying consistently looking at the psychology of these individuals shows they have a winner's mentality. They are going to do everything in their power to come by way of the victory. That makes sense? So they're going to aim for the top is what I'm saying. They want to be the new. Listen. If you don't see and I said this, I put this video out, a series of videos years and years and years ago about the beginnings of the IMF and how they're so similar to Ripple. SDRs versus XR. Look at the dates on those videos. Go watch those. You can watch those videos. They're still up. That's why I always firmly believed that, listen, they're already doing credit lines from Ripple. You don't think those credit lines are going to be backed at some point as they begin to do more business, that they're going to be insured with the value of XRP? Of course, even if it's not said, it's going to be insured by that value, because if anything happens, they can pull from that XRP pool, which means what? That means Ripple is incentivized. Yes, I'm snapping off now. That means I'm starting to, my engine is turning quickly now. Ripple it ensures that Ripple and anybody, they're not going to be the only ones using XRP. I went over this a few videos ago. I had a series of videos where I talked about I showed how the companies could use XRP without Ripple. That was like 2 months ago. You can watch those videos. Or a month ago, 2 months ago, you can watch those videos. They're still up. Check the dates on those. So they're not going to be the only ones. They all are incentivized for XRP's price to go higher. It makes way. It literally makes way for them to do whatever they want to do. Now, others want a piece of that pie. It's not the XRP pie. There's going to be a slice of that pie that's XRP. That's a huge slice, in my humble opinion. To each his own. You can have your own thoughts. This is not financial advice. I only speak for me. There's going to be a slice of that pie that's an H-bar pie. H-bar pie. That's H-bar. A slice that's Cardano, on and on. There is enough money. A lot of people talk as though there's not enough money to go around. Yes, there is. Not money, but when I say money, I mean value. Yes, there is. There's more than enough value. Way more. Quadrillions. And it only takes someone who's focused, a company that's focused and hungry, willing to maybe flex a little bit, bend a little bit, and fight a little bit when they need to. That's all it takes, folks. The hungrier the company and individuals, the better. It's that way in life. You see all the small, okay, so we're hearing about, let's just take an example. You hear about all the small businesses struggling. They said that, what was it, the article that we read a few weeks back? And they were saying, well, did they say 50% of businesses probably will be gone in the next few years, right? because of how they're struggling. Okay, that doesn't have to be. You know who's going to be the winners? Those who are hungry to grow as business owners. They're learning. You have to always be learning. I know that people in the members only section know that, because I know a lot of them are business owners and they've been learning. I know. So the proof is there. It's just one version of proof. But I give an example. Those who are learning to use AI and integrate AI into what they do so that they can max out full automation, that whether you're a small business or a large business, that's who's going to win. That mentality of always learning and growing is what we see here today. Cardano, Charles Hoskinson wants to grow, sees the opportunity is striking while it's hot. And once again, while I have zero Cardano, it doesn't matter. That doesn't negate from the truth. I can tell the truth whether I have an asset or not. That means Cardano is primed for some sort of explode. If they can pull this off, not just this XRP thing, but where they want this world, they have a world domination type of mentality. Then Charles Hoskinson also said, go look this up, do a little search. He said he wanted Cardano to be the security layer of the new financial system. You thought he was joking? He's not joking when he says that. He doesn't have time to waste. So when he says something, he's very serious about it. Now, once again, reference what I said before. That doesn't mean he's going to accomplish it. This is not an absolutist type thing, like he said it, so it's going to happen. That's not real life. We don't know what's going to happen. We just know that there's a high possibility he's going to push very hard to make it happen. That's more reasonable, realistic, right? Am I right? But he's serious when he says those things. That's major. The security layer for the new financial system. So so what you're saying is, let me boil all of this down to its essence. That means he wants to work with all of the various banks, the maximum amount of banks possible, the maximum amount of non-banking financial institutions possible that are going to be absorbed into the new financial system. Tell me that's not major. That's what I'm seeing here. What else could it possibly mean if he says he wants to be the security layer? He didn't say, well, I'll do some of this security, another company will. No, that's not how winners think. He wants to if he could, he will have Cardano do it all. So then what is that? What are we to take from that? But, okay, this article here is titled this. I wish I would have got my engine roaring a little bit earlier, but sometimes we got to start a little slow. We jog before we run. Then the articles start getting interesting, start firing me up a little bit. So this article is titled, Cardano founder hints at XRP collaboration following midnight airdrop success. How many people are going to know this? Just a privilege, just me and you. That's it. Let's not pretend like the rest of the world. They don't know. They don't know most of this, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. All right. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson indicated that he would collaborate with XRP ecosystem on some projects before the year runs out. Well, this is like the third, fourth, fifth time he's talking about this. We know that they're going to work together. It's just a matter of when. They all have major projects they're working on, so it may take some time. I don't know. If they can get it done before the end of the year, so be it. If they can't, I mean, what's more important? Something happening quickly or something happening where it's effective? You want it to happen quickly and have a bunch of mistakes made, or you want to take your time with it and deliver absolute perfection so those prices explode? I don't know about you, but I'm here to take that bank money. In order to acquire that bank money, we need to give ourselves, and I'm saying it like I'm just being inclusive. That's all. I don't know these companies. I don't have anything to do with them. But you want to give yourself the absolute best possibility of winning. So sometimes you may need to just take your time. Whatever's going to render the best product, take your time with that. It's just like when I see a lot of people, they're building websites, they're building apps, they're building video games. And that's great. You know, I'm all for that. But I see the difference between people who have taken their time and put out a masterful product. It's going to win, but it took a little longer. And people who just rush it, it's not going to do well. And then that energy follows your name. You don't need that in business. When you're trying to deal with banks, you don't need a negative energy surrounding a less than stellar product, no pun intended. You don't need that energy when you're trying to close deals. So take your time, just put out a good product. But if you can create a good product quickly, so be it as well. I'm just saying whatever it takes to make sure it's good quality. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson has raised the possibility of a collaboration with the XRP community. This follows XRP community or Ripple? Which one? Because they said they're going to work with Ripple. What do you mean? Are you sure about that, right? Or are you phrasing that the right way? XRP community. I guess they're including Ripple and the XRP developers within the community. I suppose this term has grown to be more overarching. I haven't seen it used that way very often, but that's just me. Maybe you have. I don't claim to know everything. This follows the successful execution of the midnight airdrop, which XRP holders also benefited from. It says during an AMA session, Hoskinson said that it would be a lot of fun with the XRP community. Okay, so he said it. Okay, all right. While revealing that he recently had a chat. Here we go. Major. He had a chat with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. People, please screenshot this. Save this, please. So when we come back to this later, there's no questioning. Like when I say this 2-3 months from now, and I say he was talking to Brad Garlinghouse, people aren't like, where did that happen? When did that happen? Just save this and click that little save button on the side of the computer screen there, or whatever you do on your phone. Save this article. So anyway, it says he had a chat with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, which according to him in the articles, this isn't the first. So things are progressing. This is good. He further remarked that Lace Wallet will support XRP before the end of the year. Good. The Cardano founder also mentioned that he would love to do a joint event with some stakeholders in the XRP community, including pro-crypto lawyer John Deaton. Hoskinson also touched on the midnight airdrop and how it has been a success so far. Folks, I've been saying this for a few years, and I have to bring it back here now to center because it's coming to life now. They're going to form a Voltron-like, Swift-like system. Not even Swift-like system, but whatever it's called when you see the collaborations between the BIS, the IMF, the ECB, and they have these big, large panels where you have Augustin Carstens, you have Kristalina Georgieva, you have what is the leader of the ECB once more? My apologies, the name slips my mind. But you have all these people come together and they're making decisions about the banking industry. That's what they're trying to form. Think about it for a minute. And I know it's still early, but this tells you where that price can go also, in my humble opinion. I always come back to that because the value is really why I'm here. That's it. I'm here to make a lot of value. I'm not here to lose. I'm not here to marvel at the technology. That's great as well. That's great as well. And I hope humanity uses all the technologies to advance a little bit and become more of a advanced beings. That's great. But I'm primarily here for value. Okay. Now, with that being said, if they become those entities, then that shows you where the price is going to go. If they're in charge of the infrastructures, one, they can adjust things at any moment. Number two, if what the BIS wants happens, and Ripple, Cardano, and Hedera, these types of companies, Chainlink, Solana, etc., BIS and IMF and all these other companies have to go through them for updates and, to access data, even when they're talking about data. Did you see the video the other day? If you didn't, go watch that members only video also. Watch that members only video. I got another one coming out soon as well. But anyway, there's this big thing going on with who's going to buy data from who's going to control the data. That value will flow through DLT. Once again, watch that members only video and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. All right, so now there's a lot going on, folks. It's getting hot. I could feel it that this next few videos are probably going to be very, very good because of the quality, the amount of information that's coming out is mind-blowing right now. I have so many articles up here. I haven't had this many articles up in a long time. Although I might only get through 2 in this video, it doesn't negate from the fact that there's a lot of stuff that occurred. Okay. The Cardano founder again reiterated how the midnight airdrop is going to be one of the largest airdrops of all time. Okay, that's cool. I just wanted to see if he had anything more to say about working with Ripple or the XRP community. In an X post, Deaton responded to the Cardano founder's statement about possibly organizing an event with him. And some other stakeholders in the XRP community, the pro-crypto lawyer, said that it would be an honor. It's going to happen. That's it. Once that respect is there, it's going to happen. I've seen this time and time again, not just in crypto, but in other industries that I was a part of long time ago. And once that respect is there, you know that the project is going to happen. The fight is going to happen. The movie is going to happen. You already know. It just, I don't know how to explain it. There's a certain level, once you have a high degree of respect there and someone's like, it would be an honor, or, you know, maybe we'll work together down the road. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. All you have to do is stay consistent and just be great at what you're doing. And that collaboration is going to happen. So anyway, now let's move on here. There's more. I wasn't joking. There's more. There's a lot came out today. All right. So now we have this little article here. Whoa. Wow. I have to make a tough decision here. I didn't realize the video was we were here for this long so far, but I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy talking to everybody out there. I appreciate you listening to me and being here. So I'm going to have to put off this article. We'll save it. It's not going anywhere. We'll save it. Let's end off with a little bit of Bitcoin news. We have to stay up to date on Bitcoin. I have to stay up to date on Bitcoin, know what's going on, because I am not playing any games with Bitcoin at all whatsoever. It hits a certain price. Boom, bang. Give me my change. All right. I'm going to keep a little bit. And that's for the future, because I think Bitcoin's going very, very far. But I'm keeping an eye on Bitcoin. You really can't even say that anymore. People take that the wrong way. A long time ago, keeping one eye on something meant that you were just watching it very closely, right? Now you keep one eye on something, it's like it might be misconstrued as something paranormal. Oh, man, my word. The times are so interesting how they change, isn't it? Anyway, this article is titled, Philippine Bill Charts Path to Strategic Reserve with 10,000 Bitcoin. You see it? I told you. These nations around the world aren't playing any games with Bitcoin. They're not. Listen, they want that value. It's how can I put this? I'm trying to think of a good way to put this. When it's all said and done, if everything plays according to plan with all the different companies getting involved, then you have the nations getting involved, retail is going to come. They've been leaving a lot of retail been selling. That's what the article writers say. That's what they say. But when the time comes and they press that media button and you start getting these articles, Bitcoin is doing this, Bitcoin is looking great, Bitcoin is going to the moon. Right? You get all those retail starts to perk up a little bit. It's, moon? What do you mean? I don't want to miss out. I haven't said this word in so long, but yes, this is where you get that word FOMO. They will come back. And I think they're going to juice. I really feel this. Most of retail is not going to buy in time. They're not. And they're not going to get out in time. The companies know that. They are preparing a feast. Only the wise are going to really capitalize off this. They already did. Scooping up Bitcoin at $35,000, $45,000, stuff like that. That was pretty good. That's not the lowest of the low, but that's pretty good. You were able to get a lot of Bitcoin at that time, right? We worked hard to get that Bitcoin, going to work and running a business, investing that business. You could have done anything with that money. A lot of other people did, right? Buying houses and going on trips. No, ran a business, collected the value, and then you inserted that into Bitcoin, didn't you? Right. Well, everybody else was doing other things, and we were investing. Correct? So 35,000, 45,000, 25,000, around that range right there. I'd say you're looking pretty good at this particular time. Not financial advice. I'm just sharing my thoughts. That's all. Anyway, they're not going to get out in time. And I think the businesses and nations are looking to juice them. And take the orange, you put it on the little thing right there, and you squeeze all that juice out. Yes, I 100% believe that. And then after that, they juice retail as much as they can. It'll be an all-out frenzy war between the companies and banks and such, which is just going to be about who has the better teams. At that point, who has the better teams, who can move the quickest. It becomes a chess game at that point, but by that time, and I hope I'm conveying this clearly enough, but by that time, Bitcoin's price will be sky high, way far away from where it is today. There's no way it doesn't end up that way, in my humble opinion. I'm not a psychic, all right? But if you have nations that want to buy Bitcoin, like the Philippines, let's say, and who knows if this is going to happen or not, it's a bill. It's a bill. But it shows intent. Nations buying Bitcoin, companies buying Bitcoin, retail whales buying Bitcoin, regular people buying Bitcoin. I mean, how does that price not absolutely just go nuclear, for lack of a better word, from where it is now? All right, folks, I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you're all doing well. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.